I'm going to just look at the quickly at the prices in the crypto space, and we'll go on from here, man. Bitcoin's at $22,000, $1,500 Ethereum, not bad. 1569. That's nice. That should be 69 as well. That'd be funny as fuck. XRP down. Let's see where Hex is about down about a penny right now. A lot of people are crying about that right now, but it just is what it is. We're probably going to stay in the 6 range for a minute. If you're lucky, you can buy Hex again probably at like between the range of. I'd be shocked if it goes down to 5.6, but that's the range. 5.6 to 5.8 would be like, oh my god, yay, it's down. But I would definitely be kind of dollar cost averaging in that zone right there, or at least the low 6s. But it's a sort of thing like, yeah, if you haven't gotten your bags, get your bags. We'll be getting quite a few. We'll be getting quite a few events in the Hex ecosystem pretty soon and stuff like that. I don't think V3 is very far away. We should have it. I truly believe before March 15th, but could be sometime in late March. But honestly, like my original prediction on this was kind of like late February and stuff like that. But obviously we're in March already, so I'm a little off on that already. But it just is what it is, though. But Richard's kind of back in full swing of things, kind of just talking more about development and kind of not doing the whole Hex Flex thing anymore. Though Hex Pump's big enough, we might go back to Hex Flex. So shout out to that, man. But I am personally thinking about doing this maybe every Saturday, having a reaction video Saturday or something like that. Or I'll come up with some better name for it. If you guys got a cooler name for it, help me out. But React Saturdays is kind of what I'm thinking about right now, or Reaction Saturdays being something that I kind of react to in kind of the financial or demographic space, or just some overall interesting stuff. I've also thought about reacting to some troll videos, which would be really fucking funny. But yeah, man, it's really cool. In terms of like where I think maybe Hex could pump to in terms of the price and everything like that. If V3, let's just say, was announced this week or next week or whatever, or this month, we'd hit sort of a range between probably like 9 to like 11 cents being kind of the top of it. There's a lot of sell orders at 10 cents and 9 cents, and you wouldn't really need a big push for that stuff. But regardless or not, I think there's enough money there that it could actually push us past like that zone. Dare I say 12 cents, but just kind of is what it is. But it's kind of good for people to see like, oh wow, this coin's alive. Oh my god. It's kind of nice. Now we did crypto and the rest of the market did dump down a little bit, right? So we kind of held up for about a day or two longer than the rest of the market, but the rest of the market finally kind of clawed us down. And this is probably has to do with a lot of people in Hex. The longer and longer you're in crypto, you end up eventually getting bags and other stuff. So people are down on this. So they probably took profits on some of their Hex to just go buy their altcoin bags. This is just a guesstimate. I'm guessing, man. And Shock 99, man. I hope it's not too late to start DCAing. It's not, man. As long as you are buying below 10 cents, I think you're locking in a lot of multiples, but kind of like the final DCA should be done between 18 to 21 cents. But right now you are at 6.5 cents. Fucking winning, bros. Winning. Your guys are here early right now. The game changes a little bit. Once Hex is above 21 cents, then we're kind of in a game where like you're in it for a quick flip versus like a longer term sort of thing until Hex does have another 80% correction, and then you can make your long-term investment in it. But that's the way I would play it, man. Me too, bro. Me too. But America has to have some blockchain, right? One day, man. Shit, if they allow us to build a blockchain, I'll probably build I'll build an American blockchain at some point and stuff like that. Once I won't get put in handcuffs for it. But because I love to build something here for the States. But yeah. But without further ado, man, let's get into our video, man. This is kind of an explanation video why the BRICS or total dog shit. And again, this is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. I think probably the one with the best chance of really doing something in the future, I think, is India. It's just there's just a lot of just stuff going on in that country and a lot of poverty. It's sad, but a lot of these countries are pretty boned, basically. Maybe Brazil can pull it together if they end up fully aligning with the United States at some point, but yeah, there's just demographically all these countries except for like India is pretty in the shitter, man. Damn, it's not great. Pretty confident about 21 cents. Oh yeah. That's one hell of a mix, man. Stream Saturdays during the UFC events called DC and UFC. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, maybe. I mean, honestly, I've got a lot. I'm starting to get a lot of just being living in Vegas. I'm starting to get quite a lot of buddies in the UFC that are actively fighting in the UFC now. Shout out to my boy O'Day, and the Monkey King, and a bunch of these other guys as well. But yeah, it's maybe at some point and stuff like that. I mean, maybe I do it on Rumble or something. But we'll have to kind of check it out. But without further ado, you guys, let's get into the old video. Boom.
Around 15 years ago, people thought the BRICS, or Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, were rising to rule the world, displacing the old Western powers as exemplified by the United States, European Union, and all that. This was treated just as a fact of the world that denying would make you an idiot. As of this video's production in 2023, with a partial exception, all of these countries have failed in one way or another.
My boy already coming in with that heat. I mean, obviously, we don't got to tell you why. Like, these countries are all doing pretty terrible. India is probably the one that's probably doing the best out of the five here, but obviously Brazil is doing pretty bad because of the price of commodities. Russia, I mean, dude, just the demographics alone and the whole Russia case, I mean, it's pretty bad. They don't have a replacement. They don't have a replacement for the next generation. They're pretty much their population is going to go down something like 30 to 50% in the next 20 years. Not great. Plus the Ukraine war, they're losing pretty terribly, but we'll see what happens there. China, same thing. Out of all these countries, demographically, China is the most effed right now. Pretty much, we're going to see a 50% collapse in their entire population within the next 30, 40 years. They're kind of the oldest. They have the oldest demographic out of the developing nations, or I guess I would call it I guess let's call it developing nation. And then South Africa is just riddled with bad government, racism, class. It's bad. And the same thing, the demographics aren't that great on the I guess the ruling class over there. Yeah, but hey, but that's just is what it is, man. And on top of that, too, that Dustin Olson, India and China hating each other. Surprisingly, they joined together. It's a really weird thing where like they're trading with each other, but then on the borders between the Himalayas, they're like actively killing each other, which is insane. Like, I think the other day, the Chinese guard or whatever was like beat a bunch of like Indian soldiers to death. They bludgeoned them to death. Like, bro, what? Like, that is insane. But then they still have to trade with each other. It's this weird relationship where like these are massive countries, have a tremendously large populations, 1 billion apiece, and kind of feels like they don't care about human life as much. Now, can't talk too much shit. Every country, sacrifices the civilian class. I mean, let's just be for real. That happens, but it's pretty messed up, if I'm being honest.
A majority are in horrifying recessions right now, some the worst in their historic record. A majority are also slated for mass famine, massive population decline, and state collapse. Meanwhile, the United States sits on top of it all, with economic and population growth outstripping all of them, with continued cultural, economic, political, military, and technological predominance that barely wavered.
I gotta go Pepe for that, man. Sheesh.